Okay, let me check if everything is okay on YouTube side. We're gonna check the patch. I was waiting for that. I was taking pictures on the previous patch just to have sure, you know, like a reference and all that. Yeah, everything seems fine. Okay, so what am I gonna do? I'm just gonna browse through pretty much everything.
In the name of
We're gonna go into every single hero, every single lord, and we're just gonna check like what are the differences, what changed and what not. I don't have a Tahiano campaign. I do believe we're not gonna be able to see his specific mechanic. I don't believe they change it, but we'll just see the rest. So we're just gonna get the big picture. I was gonna do that solo, but then I thought, meh, why not? I have a huge category over here, but yeah, how the hell am I? How the hell am I gonna navigate this thing? Let's get over here. Let me check if I can get it. How the hell do you go to gallery? Okay, we can just leave it on medium, whatever. I'm just gonna have to find like the screenshot and all that. I do remember on general like what was what, but I just wanna have like a reference, at least for me. But anyway, let's start with Mundi. Did he get anything special? Did he lost anything? Nah, it doesn't seem like he lost anything. Did he have that one? Wait a minute. I don't think he had this one, so he got a new skill. Man. Okay. I need to stop and we need to reset for a second here because what the hell are they doing? Apotheosis is over there. That is all normal. Yeah, so Mundi only got like as Mundi, right? He only got this skill, which is useless. Like buffing something on your own army is not good for a legendary lord. Yeah, lord, legendary lord. Yes, I don't remember if he had that. I do believe he did have that. So targeting spell, miscast based chance, sense of wind of magic, and upkeep for temple guards. Did he lose something? Upkeep for temple guards, targeting spells, unit experience. I do believe he lost use unit experience and he did got miscast based chance? Wow. Wait, no, he had 50% miscast. For our enemy casters. Okay. So you have miscast for enemies. He lost the ability to not miscast himself. Increasing when changing. So he lost capacity on top of that. He lost wind capacity and he has a chance of increasing the winds. Dude, no, this is trash. Mundi is trash. Wow, Mundi is trash. They didn't change anything. Let's check the first hero. So the heroes, I did open the campaign and I did start seeing that, and then I was like, okay, why check them by myself when I can just check it on stream? And that's exactly what I'm gonna do. This was the same. So the heroes got these small blessings, for which, apart from this one and that one, it's kind of meh really. The ambush is nice, but the diplomacy with Dark Elves, especially if you're playing Mundi and you have Dark Elves right in front of your face, and not that much worth it. This one is whatever, local control is whatever. This one is also okay if you're going for dinos, I guess. Yeah, the three upkeep ones are nice. The rest are whatever, just an extra skill, I guess. Everything else seems in order. I did saw the Scar Veteran got this line, and from this whole line, the only thing that matters is this, that gives missile resistance for Soros and Temple Guards. This one is nice. It's for the entire army. It's something nice. Missile resistance is always needed. And this thing makes your hero a lot more useful in the battlefield in general. Like, this removes him from being just, you know, an anti-hero, like just hunt enemy heroes and try to play around with your front line. Having +5 melee attack on your front line is something that can add up very quickly. It can boost your front line very quickly. It's not offensive, I know, like it's not defensive, sorry, which pretty much the Soros kinda are, but you're boosting your weakness effectively. So this is a nice change. The hero change was very nice on this part. I didn't check all the units, so I don't have any idea how they rank. This one is trash. Is it? Wait, I do believe this is the same as it used to be. Let me try to find the screenshot of that. I do believe it's the same as it used to be. Where did I get the Soros? So you get nothing, you get nothing. Wait. Man. So you get nothing, you used to get nothing over here, right? You get nothing. And you had the recruitment on this one. Okay, let's focus on the Soros first. So you used to get nothing over here, then you could be able to recruit the Soros over here, and then on the last level, you got the Scar Veteran, the capacity. Now you get the recruit rank on top of that. I do wanna see what changed on Kroger's side, because only Kroger, I think he had the recruitment rank. I don't see it on the other ones. The other ones basically had the unlock recruitment and +1 for Scar Veterans, the capacity. So you moved the recruitment of Soros to tier 4. So you made Scar Veterans even more rare. Thank you very, very, very much. I don't believe those changed. Yeah, I don't believe those changed. What about Gold Mine? Let me check that really quick. Gold Mine. It did go from 600 gold to 500. Let me... This is the same. We get the 12. We get this extra Scar Veteran. We get the upkeep. We get... Yes, so we just got nerfed on the gold as well. Wow. Wow. Okay, before we continue for the resources, let me check the buildings in general. So what happened to the general building curve? This one is the same, this one is the same, this one is the same, but we lost the ability to recruit. No, we didn't lose the ability, so this one is also the same. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. We got another building over here for Feral Cold Ones, which is, in all honesty, really whatever. We can recruit them without the need of Weapons Craftsmanship. Huh? Is that the same for this one? Yeah, I do believe this is the same. So we're no longer like limited by buildings. If you have a unit, you have a unit. We're losing gold from income. Scar Veterans became worse, but you get them on +1 level. I do hope this is a bug and they just forget to put it on tier 3, because making heroes even less scarce than what they are is not gonna help a lot. This one is the same. This one is the same. What about... Okay, the tiers here are okay. We just got like 2 more tiers on the control, but control is the one thing Lizardmans didn't struggle with. So I'm not gonna stay a lot. What's that? Ah, that's the gold. Yeah. Okay, this one is the same. Growth is the same. I didn't care about that. This one is the same, yes. And then what did I do? I checked the ziggurat of the old ones, that's 12%. Yeah, okay, so this one is the same as well. But we get Skin Chiefs, Skin Priests, one tier lower. That is nice. We get Skin Chiefs lower. We do have technologies. We get oracles on tier 3, and at tier 4 we have the capacity for everyone. No, we have capacity on tier 3. So Skink Priests are now better? Like faster to go out? This one still gives the same income, so this is the same effectively building. Yeah, this is effectively the same building. What about this one? Let me open that to check it. Well, of course we lost the technology, but that's whatever. That's the same. Hero recruit rank is the same, and income from all buildings is the same. Okay. What about this one? That's just exotic cages. I think it was like that. Yeah, I do believe it was like that. Income from post-battle loot, that's 8%. And you get control. Wait, did we get control from that one? We did get control. And we had 6 on post-battle loot. So this one got like one more tier because you started on tier 2, which is amazing. Having tier 2 hunting packs is nice, although the high hunting packs are kind of expensive, but overall this is a nice change. I like it. These are the technology stuff. Let's not go into technology just yet. Let me check the Ziggurat of Dawn, the Beacon of Dawn. Okay, this is the same stuff. Did I check that one? Yeah, that's meh. Those are the same. Not many landmarks were changed. Let me see if the pottery changed. Wait, I have the dice. Do I have the pottery? 200 gold and 45 kilnful. We lost more gold on the resources. What about marble? Marble was 45 slabs. 15. Okay. Man, another nerf. We're nerfing the Lizardmen, boys. Yeah, welcome. So we lost the construction cost. It used to be 25, now it is 15. And we have the same slabs and the same gold income. At least we have the same gold income. What about the dyes? The dyes were kinda meh. Dye resource, we only had the 45 dyes. So now we have 45 dyes and 150 income. So that's a little bit of gold back. What about wine? We do have wine over here. Okay, so every resource got like a base income. What about spice? Did spice had an income? I don't remember. Yeah, I don't have a picture of that one. Yeah, I don't have a picture, but I don't remember if it had an income or not. So overall, we just lost a little bit of gold through gold smelter, like through the big ones, the big money makers. And we even lost like construction cost reduction from marble, but we did gain a little bit of gold from the resources that were giving just resources. Now, how is it gold-wise? Yeah, upgrading your settlement does feel like the same amount of gold. Yeah, it does feel like the same amount of gold. I do believe this one got up a little bit. It used to be 10, now it's 15. Most likely because you have this one, which is Not very nice of it. Let me auto-resolve all the way to the smaller settlement. I do wanna check if we can build star chambers on every settlement now. Ah, I didn't check that one. Please allow to read the prophets to come and sacred spawning, ensuring they are plenty. Prepare new changes ceremony before they go off to fulfill the whatever. That's the flavor text. Spawning things are getting primary through the completion of missions and can be used to recruit special blessed variations of existing units that are empowered with unique benefits. I do see missions that give me nothing for now. So, did the first mission give me anything? Nope. Did we start with 50? I don't remember. Yeah, I'm not gonna play this campaign, I just wanna check. I don't see anything on the post-battle stuff. And we cannot build the star chamber on every settlement. That is great. Amazing, truly amazing. That is 8%. Was that 8%? I do believe it was 8%. Give me a moment to find it. I do have a feeling it was 8% though. Let me... that was the king. Yeah, that was 8%, and you cannot build, yeah, and one local recruitment capacity. Okay, so this is the same. We just get the control earlier, which is whatever. I didn't check that one. Did I check it over here with the rest, or did I check it earlier? Is that... No, that's Crying Pool. What the hell was Stone Market? What? Stone Market was this one. Yeah, I don't know why I have a picture of that one. Give me a moment to find the Scrying Pools. Did I check them? Please tell me I did check them. No, this is the technologies. Let me... No, that's the Ziggurat. That's the Pyramid of Sotek. That's Star Chamber. Scrying Pools. Let me see if we changed anything. 15 movement, 5 research, hero success, everything on local province. Yeah. Same stuff. Does the weapon change at all? No, but wait a minute. We cannot craft it on a minor settlement now? I do believe we were able to, no? Maybe I'm mistaking this with Warhammer 2. Okay, we don't have any special heroes, we don't have any... Do units move around? Which units moved around? This became a tier 3, which is nice. These two became a tier 2. This is the only one that stayed here. This became a tier 3 for some reason. What? Why are you nerfing the Ark of Sotek? Like, what? Sure. The two feral ones became a tier 4, yes. They're not tier 3, the tier 5 materials. And the Ancient Stegadon go up to tier 5, which is... Effectively, it was tier 5. I don't know why it was on tier 4. Like, you also needed the Ziggurat of the old ones. I think this one is better, so this change is nice. What about the rest? Everything seems to be on the same place. Yeah, everything seems to be on the same place. So we got a few changes, a few nerfs, a few gold. I don't know how they boost the gold economy. I don't know just yet how they did that. everything seems the same. Like, gold-wise, everything seems the same. We just lost gold from the gold mine. We just lost like 100 gold. And they didn't bring back the 50% income boost for, what was it? Nearby settlements or nearby provinces that the Hexoatl had. So they didn't fix that either. They didn't change anything in there. What about you? What about the rights? I do have the rights somewhere. Although I can't remember. This is 100% spawn sequence. That's the same. That's the same. This is the same, I think. Will spawn at your faction capital. 3 blessed spirit will be added to your blessed pool. Okay, so you just get 3 blessed units when you do that. And that's a little bit cheaper. I do believe it was like 12k, wasn't it? Let me see when I did the rights. I am 100% sure I checked them. Yeah, that's most likely. Wait a minute, we are Mundi, right? We have a minus. So Mundi got more nerfed? Wait a minute. That's 30%. How much do you have now? So we got more, like a bigger minus with the non-lizardman factions, which is bad. We got less construction, now it's 40 instead of 50, and we pay the same right cost, but I'm assuming this cost goes up. Since it used to be 8k, now it's 10k. So the cost of this one got up. I need to check it on another, what was it? On another faction without the cost reduction. But for the most part, they do look the same. Now, how do the blessed spawns? Okay, you just have them over here and you start. Ah, no, you don't start. Oh, wait, no. What am I talking about? I do start. What? Do you start with one of everything? What is that? This is a little bit confusing. Number of units currently available for recruitment from this pool. So you just recruit. You pay the sequence. But how is this one getting... Oh no. Oh no, please don't tell me that. Please don't... You just get one every 10 turns? One blessed unit every 10 turns. Oh, this is... What? Who thought of that? Wait, let me skip a turn. Let me skip a turn. Like, seriously, what? Please don't tell me you did that. Please don't tell me you did that. Like, just don't. Just don't tell me you did, like, one blessed unit every 10 turns. Just don't. So at the end of the campaign, you're gonna have, like, 10 blessed units. Wow. Please don't tell me you did that. Please tell me it's like a mistake. It's not. Oh my god. Oh my god, that's why I didn't want them to touch the lizards. And for the people who are saying, oh, you had less blessed units before. Yeah, true. But this doesn't fix the blessed units. This is like... I don't know. I don't even know, like, seriously. I just don't know. And we don't get those from battles. Let me quickly go over here and do like a battle with him. I hope that I can win that. Just because I wanna see if the after battle choices gives you any of those spawning thingies. Because you're gonna have more blessed units on air quotes, assuming you recruit a big variety of units. So if you only wanna recruit the blessed units that you want, you're not gonna have more. Although you're gonna have the ones that you want, but it's like what the hell with this mechanic? Like what's the point? Okay, what do we get after every battle? That's normal, that's normal, that's normal, and that's normal. So you don't get that thing. That one comes from missions. And I do believe it also comes from commandments, but let me check. No. Yes, that's the same. I do believe that's the same. I do believe that's the same. That's the same. Okay, let me go to another. Let me go to another campaign. Like, let me check Sotek. Like, seriously, just let me check Sotek. Wow. Because if you don't get a lot of those,
Bring me to my men.
if you don't get a lot of those thingies to summon, especially like the unique units, and you get them from missions mainly, it's gonna be like trash. Like straight up, it's gonna be trash. It's gonna be worse than it was before. I guess we have more blessed units to choose from. Wow. Because you have to remember, right? At least you had a chance to get a blessed Carnosaur or a blessed Stegadon before. Now you don't. Now you cannot even recruit a blessed one. Okay. Wait a minute. This is a bump. This was all 50. This was all 50. Now this is a bump. Did we buff the strongest lizard and we nerfed the weakest one? What is happening? They did change those stats. Yeah, they do have immune to psychology on pretty much everything from what I see. And plus melee defense on this one. Since we are here, let me check. You, what did you get? The upper line is the same. You got the same smaller blessings. Okay, that's decent. Range for skinks. That is interesting. That is very interesting. Oh no, that is very interesting. Skink Chief just became like even better than before. He was always nice because he had the replenishment, but these two on a Skink army? I dig it. No, I dig it. Charge defense versus large for Skink units? That's nice. A little bit of range. It's not insane, but you know, it is something, right? It's just something. Yeah, this one is the same. What about the Henoin? I do want to find his pictures before we get distracted again. I do hope this is the same, but let me check about... Do we start with 50 again? I forgot. Because you people are like, if people say, oh, but you know, you get like a lot more. If you need 250 and you get nothing per turn, you have no ways of getting a blessed Stegadon. And getting like 10 skinks, blessed skink cohorts on the spawn of the campaign is not more blessed units, in my opinion. But let me check this thing. Yeah, that's the one I wanted to see. Increase the amount of spawning sequence sent by raids. So you get 2% on this one. So we're talking about 2. That's it. Okay, that's it. That's that's an increase on gold. That used to be 12k, now that's 15k. I do believe Sodec has a cost reduction on this one, and that's pretty much the same. Yeah, I do believe it was too. Now that's... Wait a minute. Let me go find the commandments. I do believe they were nearby. I do have them right there. Just to check the commandments right since we're here. Commandments. So we have income from all buildings. That's a huge nerf. That's a huge nerf. Thank you. Oh, they ruined it. Oh my god, that's why I didn't want them to touch this. Oh my god, they ruined it. They ruined this. Like, wow. So we lost 15% from all buildings. And the +10 with diplomatic relationship. That was +10 per province, by the way. That was 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. +50 on relationships if you have 5 provinces with all lizardmen. And we lost that. We lost that. How about the next one? We got more resets. Okay. Wait, give me a moment. Yeah, I did retake that picture with... Yeah, I did retake one because I did got it on like probably level 1. Yeah, I did got it on level 1. So let me see. 15. So, okay, we still got like 5 more resets, which is nice. -2. This is the same. Increasing, that was 75, now it's 70. And Wisdom of Magic Power reserves +5 per turn on armies in local province. This one is nice, this one is new. And we still get the diplomacy with Lizardmen. I do hope the diplomacy with Lizardmen is on all of them. It's just they mismanaged, like they didn't show it up, like they forgot to reveal it. Like it is there, but it's hidden, that kind of thing. Because if you only get diplomacy with the Lizardmen from the alignment of monuments, man, it's gonna be bad. Oh, it does seem like that's gonna be the case. Which one was next? This one. We get one more control. We get 5% enemy hero success chance, sure. 5% attrition when under siege, again, sure. 5 corruption, and we have the Holy Stella. We lost the diplomacy on top of that, yeah. And we lost the chances of spreading plague. And plague duration. Which is not insane, but not good either. What about the last one? 10 per turn. Alignment of war. Okay, we have to check this one. That's interesting. Recruitment rank, global recruitment capacity, leadership, weapon strength, and diplomacy with Lizardmen is still there. So this is weird because we have diplomacy with Lizardmen on this and this one, but not the other two. Which is weird. Which is very weird. I do hope they bring the diplomacy with Lizardmen back to everything. But now about the alignment of war. You get 4 per turn, so you need like 40 turns roughly. No, you need 10 turns to get 40, so you need like what? 13 turns to get a king. Wow. So let's just say you can effectively... We need to play a campaign to see how the Blessed unit works. I'm not good with just speculating. Yeah, we need to play a campaign just to see how the Blessed spawn works. It does seem like it's a nerf, not gonna lie. At least you had the chances of getting like a very nice mission and getting like a very strong unit in the beginning of the campaign. And you could keep as many as you wanted. Now you can only have 2. So if you skip a summon, you have a limit of 2 of the specific unit. That you didn't have that. We could have like... I remember I did spawn like 7 Blessed Saurus at some point. because I just have them on the pool, right? And it was perfect for, panic armies. And you could stack those missions up. If you have this new system, you're gonna have to recruit trash effectively. You cannot recruit 7 Soros if you don't have like 700 of spawns. You can't even recruit 7 Soros period because you're gated by the number 2 over here. So this is bad for panic armies, I do believe. I don't know how much of the spawning thingy you're gonna have, the spawning sequence you're gonna have. If we're gonna have a lot and we're gonna be able to just spawn like on a panic army, sure, fine. I can just spawn different units, it's not that big of a deal. But I was in the assumption that we made this system more of a, like a focus. Like now we can get blessed units. Looks like we can't, but I need to play around with it. I need to see what type of missions and how much they give. Because if you get, for example, instead of a mission that gives you a Stegadon, if you in the first 10 turns we get a mission that gives us 300. That is insane, by the way. I will speak about it in a second. That you get like 300 spawning points. Sure, you can get your Stegadon like that, and you just lost the ability to stockpile, many blessed Saurus, for example, to just immediately spawn them on an army to fight a rebellion or something else, which is a okay change. I get it, but that's only if we get missions with like a lot, like hundreds of them, not 1 or 2, like 200 plus in them. If we get missions that give us 50, that's gonna be not much. Because if you get missions that gives you 50, let's say you get a mission every 10 turns, and that's a skin every 10 turns, plus you get another 50 from commandments, roughly. So you can get like a Soros every 10 turns on cooldown, I guess. We used to get a lot more than that. I do believe. I hope they didn't screw that up. But now my biggest threat. Overall, they do seem to have nerfed everything. Just not gonna lie, like, everything seems nerfed. Period. Like, on Lizardman, everything seems nerfed right now. Did you change anything? No, you did not. Yeah, and the buildings are the same over here. So let me check the one thing that I don't want them to nerf. Where do I have Sotek? Where do I have Sotek? Which one is that? That's the genuine. Oops. Give me a moment. I closed the wrong tab. Content. No, I don't want this one. How do I go back to this tab? Okay, I fixed the mistake. Thank you very, very much. Now, how do I save you from closing you again? I just have to be more careful. Anyhow, let me check. So this is Tachenoin. Let me check Tachenoin first. Since I opened it, let me check his stats. Did he change the items? Did they say anything about the items? I do believe he gets... Did he got like 5 melee defense? I do believe he got something there. Okay, they did change the items a little bit. That was 3 and that was 1. I do believe that's how they were. So they just added like the increased spawning sequence. Sure, I do believe he got a little bit of melee defense over there. But let me check his skills. So we have the Fanatic. That is the same. Can I get you a little bit bigger? Thank you. Did I seriously just close that again? Holy crap. Where is the Shanoin now? That's tic-tac-toe, so Tashenoin should be even further below. Which one is that? Krogar. Which one is that? Tashenoin. So this one is the same. This one is 10% and 15. Okay, this one is the same, at least. This one is 20 and 8. Let me check it. 20 and 8. This one is the same. And this one has changed. So we get 20% offers gained for the faction leader. That is interesting. That is just an add-on. That is an interesting add-on. To control for all provinces, yes, that's the same. That is the same. Where is this one? It was 8 and 20% upkeep, so that's the same. And 25 per turn. +1 global recruitment and +1 local. Okay, so we increased the offerings that Sotek is generating. I'm baffled by this right now. Like, we nerfed Mundi and Lizardman as a core faction, and we buffed Sotek at Tashenoin, which was already the strongest one of them. Wow. Just let that sink in. That's how much they understand their own game. Sure. I have such a mixed feelings right now. I don't even know what to do, like what to say to them. Although we do get the 10% spawn sequence by rights. I'm assuming rights, yeah, right is this one. So you get like 110, which is whatever. This one gives you blessed units, but you're gonna have to summon an army and disband it. You're paying 50k for 3 blessed units. And the amount of buildings, or the building cost overall, hasn't changed at all. Like, everything is pretty much the same as it was. Like, this one is 150, this one is 150, both of them are 100, those are 50. Then you go 2, 3, 4, and all of those, the big ones are 10. And this one got an extra, so it goes up to 15. And you pay extra for the small one. I guess you win a little bit of gold because you don't start tier 3, 4, and 5, but sure. We did get Sking Priests and Oracles earlier. Sking Priests are gonna be like a big game changer. You're gonna have a lot of spellcasters, or at least you're gonna have spellcasters faster. Can you build spellcasters on? I do believe you can. Yeah. Okay. So you can increase your Sking Priest capacity on a lower tier settlement. That is nice. But you cannot even recruit Sorus now anymore from a lower tier settlement, which is dumb. Which is very, very dumb. Like, this change is dumb. And Lizardman just lost a little bit of gold on... kinda lost. Kinda not lost. This one didn't change at all. Yeah, this one didn't change at all. So we lost a little bit of gold from resources. You lost gold from the resources that already had gold, and you gain gold from the resources that didn't have gold. So I guess it's a balance of the resources. Now the big thing on the Tashenoin. Before we do that though, let me check. Yeah, I do believe this is the same as it used to be. What about you? Yeah, so the Tashenoin didn't change at all. He just got like an extra line on his item. So you get spawn sequence, and you instantly add a blessed sking, like a blessed something in your pool. What happens if your pool is maxed? Do you go above it? I hope the unique ones are the same. Yeah, that's 1,000, that's 500, that's 450. Why? Why did you nerf that? We got -1 diplomacy relationship with Grand Cathay. Like, what is this even? Like, is this a joke? What is -1 gonna do on the diplomacy scale? What? Even if it stays for 10 turns and you have -1 on every turn. -10 relationships? Why? Why? That is just... Okay, okay. I do believe this one got buffed. Let me check. I do have the sacrifices somewhere. So we have... Yeah, okay, I have them from down below. We have 10 armor on 100, we have 10 leadership on 100, 150, 150, and then the summons was 2... Okay, this one got buffed. It was 250, now it's 2. And this one was 300, now it's 2. Okay, sacrifice of of this one. That's the same. I think that got nerfed. It used to be 150, now it's 200. The growth, we did get 5 more growth, but now it's 350. It's not 300, which is weird. This one is 350. It used to be 300 as well. The recruit rank, you get +1 recruit rank for the same amount of gold, or for the same amount of sacrifices, so that's the same. Do I have the blessed ones? This one was 350, now it's 300. This one... I don't think I have it. Yeah, I don't have it. I just did, you know, like some random runs. I didn't do everything. This one was 500, now it's 400. The corruption was 400, now it's 450, and we get the -1, I guess. This one was 700, now it's 550. This one is nice. This one got buffed. I did really like those ones. Do I have the... Do I have the blessed ones? Yeah, I do remember this one was at 1k. No, I don't have any other blessed one. What is that one? That's the sacrifices of Sotek. I cannot do that right now on the campaign, but sure. So they did move around a little bit the numbers. They did move them a little bit around. For the most part, the units are cheaper. This one is also cheaper. This one got a -1 on diplomacy. For whatever reason, the banners got nerfed a little bit. Banners are useless. I don't know why you nerfed them and not the followers. The followers are way stronger if you still have the same. For the most part, it's the same. This one got like 5 more growth, but 50 more sacrifices. A small price to pay. I prefer the more growth, to be honest. But sure. Everything is weird. I do need to play a campaign on the Lizardman to check. But for now, for the big thing. Now for the biggest thing of them all. The technology tree. Let's start with Cold-Blooded and let's go to my skinks. Because that's... Did I start with beasts? I did start with beasts, didn't I? Yeah, I did start with beasts. So this one we did had that. It was over here and it had... No, that's the upkeep. Maybe it was on the... Yeah, it was on the top line. I took that last, if I remember correctly. Recruit rank for Salamanders, 222, and recruit rank for recruitment for Saurus. Wait, we're missing 2. I'm assuming it's gonna be the Cav. It was Salamanders, Cold Ones, and Pterodons. This one is Salamanders and Salamanders. Yeah. I'm assuming it's on Cavalry. Why would you leave that on last? I had the impression that this one was the first of every unit, and they had something else on last. Like, now this one is useless. You're never gonna do that, but sure. Now, let me start the technology from the beginning as I have it. Let's start with Salamanders first. That one was okay. This one is just dinos. This one is just dinos. So where did the speed go? Vanished. Okay, vanished. That's where it did go. The salamanders got nerfed. Let's start from there. The salamanders got lost the 10% movement speed they used to get. Now they don't get it. I guess they get some other stuff. What about the next one? We get ammunition. They still the flyers still get the 10% movement and they get plus 10% melee attack. This is nice. Do they get the ammunition? They get more armor piercing, which helps them on the late game, but do they get ammunition? No. So we have exactly the same problem as before. Units that didn't get buffed, for example flyers, they don't get much from the technology tree. Just these two technologies are not good enough. So they lost ammunition. You don't get ammunition anymore. But instead you get armor piercing damage and 5 melee attack. But most of them are ranged missile units. And they don't get ammunition. Great. What about the riders? Yeah, what about the riders? They do get speed charge, melee attack, weapon damage. Okay, speed charge, melee attack, weapon damage. Melee attack, weapon damage, that is the same. That stayed. They get the speed and they lost the charge bonus. They get ability, passive. Feral Rage removed from Feral Code ones. That is trash. And you get the charge bonus over here, and you get Strider. Strider gives immunity to terrain. Because by terrain are ignored by this unit. Speed and combat penalties, okay. So the cavalry only gets Strider. That's what it gets. The land cavalry only got like an extra Strider. And the flyers, they did change for more armor piercing damage. That's nice. And they get melee attack instead of 20% of ammunition. I guess the Coatl army is gonna be stronger because you go in on melee. No, cavalry is not fixed. Cavalry is... Cav shit. Man, they fixed nothing. They fixed nothing. Now, which one was next? The beasts. Okay, yeah. The bottom line had beasts on top of that. So you start with recruitment. That's how I imagined it. That is nice. And you get melee attack and charge bonus. I do believe we were getting that. We were getting melee attack and 15 charge bonus. 5 and 15. 5 and 15. That's the same. Remove wounds. That is new from the Red Saurian. That is trash because, I don't know, if you people recruited Red Saurian, good for you. Like, the unit is trash, I'm sorry. 5 melee defense and 15 missile resist for Bastiladons and Stegadons. Did we have that? No. Oh, yes, we did have that. 5 and 8. But now we get 5 and 10. Yeah, 5 and 15. Okay, so way more than 8. So we got more missile resistance for our dinos. That is nice. Vigor for mounted characters. What the hell is this doing over here? This should be on Cav. What? No. 50% upkeep for... It used to be 10, right? It used to be 10 and 10. Let me check. Yeah, it used to be 10. But it was for salamanders as well. And cavalry. Yeah, it was 10, but it was for more units. Now it's 15 for less units. And you have recruitment cost minus 10, which is meh. And you gave stock and snipe to salamanders. Like, this is the last 36 turns to give snipe and stock to the salamanders. Instead of starting with the small units, you know, like maybe this being over here, or over here, instead of giving remove wounds to Dread Saurian on turn 12, how the hell are you gonna have a Dread Saurian on turn 12? Wow. So what about Salamanders? Salamanders lost the movement speed and they got snipe and stock. They lost the 10% upkeep and they got shit. Yeah, they just got shit. They just lost the upkeep. At least the small ones. The big ones still have the 10% upkeep. Yeah, so Salamanders didn't get any buff. They just got stock instead of speed. Like, wow. I mean, wow. That's 36 turns, by the way, to give Salamander stock. On turn 36, you're gonna give your Salamander stock. Wow. On turn 18, you're gonna give your big boys minus 15% upkeep. What is this order? Next is the Saurus. Let me check the Saurus. 5 melee defense. That's exactly what they have. Then they had 10 melee attack. Then they had 5 melee attack. Then they had recruitment rank. That one was up. They had... Oh, they got nerfed. Oh, they got nerfed. Did they? Okay, you still have the 10% upkeep, but you get it last, which makes sense. You get the vigor reduction. Okay, this one is not a nerf. This one is a buff. The vigor reduction alone is a buff. And you had 5 armor and 10% missile resist. And now you have 5 armor and 10% block chance. Why nerf them is my question, but sure. Also, why are Temple Guards in this category? Weren't Temple Guards supposed to be like the Guardians? Why didn't you keep it on the Guardians and you brought it up here? Wow. So you lost 10% missile resist and you have 10% block chance. Missile resist is far way better than block chance. But Vigor loss reduction is also very nice. We didn't gain anything new, we just get like vigor loss and block chance instead of missile resist. Sure, you didn't change much, at least. Now my big boy. Oh wait, before we do that, let's see the Temple Guards. Yeah, that one was up. So we had 5 armor and 10% weapon strength. We get armor piercing weapon damage for Temple Guards. This one is huge. Armor piercing weapon damage is exactly what the Lizardman frontline was missing. And you get more armor on top of that. Plus you buff Temple Guards over here a little bit on top of everything else. This one is for Croxigors and 5 and 5. I do believe we've had that. Let me check. We have 5 and 5. Okay. So Temple Guards got buffed. They did lose the 10% missile resist though. But they did gain 10% armor piercing. Sure. I don't know how to feel about that, but sure. Now my most important line is this one. We did get recruitment reduction. That is nice. This one is trash. We did have that one. Enhanced spawn, friendly Croxigors in range. I don't have a picture of this ability, but let me see. Did we have the 10%? Okay, we do have the 10%. And we have vigor and 10% upkeep. We only had the upkeep, so on top of that we get vigor loss. That is nice. What about this line? We have movement and melee defense. How much? 10 and 3, that's the same. And we have Vanguard deployment, reload, and missile strength. Vanguard deployment and missile strength. So we get reload on top of that? Wow. Okay. Pause there for a second. So the bad things on the Lizardmen got even worse, and the broken things on the Lizardmen got even better. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, about the Croxigors, we had weapon strength and charge. I do believe I saw that somewhere. Weapon strength and charge, yes, that's 10 and 10. And we had 10 armor, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere else. 10 armor. We got unit mass. This is nice. This is nice. That's buff for Croxigors. And we even have this ability. They did had a basic ability, but now I guess this one buffs them a little bit further, and you get a 10% speed on top of that. Sure, okay. Temple Guards are a little bit weird because you have to play with Soros and then go for Temple Guards. I would remove Temple Guards from these two entirely and just buff Temple Guards more on their specific, technologies over here. I'm not impressed by the changes. I'm glad the skins did not get touched. Soros lost 10% missile resist for block chance and vigor. Sure. The same with Temple Guards. They did lose the 10% missile resist for vigor and missile block. They also got like a little bit of armor piercing somewhere. Yeah, so they did buff Soros and Temple Guards and Croxigors. They did get buffed overall, but the rest of the units weren't so much buffed. Cavalry got nerfed. They lost 10% upkeep that they used to have. All of them had 10% upkeep from this one. Now they no longer have that. We only have 15% upkeep. That on pair with less gold that you're gonna get because you don't get like that much gold on, for example, gold mine. And since you have a lot of boosts on the local provinces, you're gonna lose a lot of gold. I don't know how I feel about that. Like, it feels like they screwed up the economy. They also screwed up the relationships between the Lizardmen because the Geomantic Web no longer gives the plus 10 flat on level 5 with every settlement that you have on tier 5. But you do get a few heroes earlier. By a few heroes, I mean the Oracle and the King Priest. Everything else is exactly where it was, and Scar Veterans is even worse. So this is for units. Nothing interesting. Like, Cav got effectively nerfed, in my opinion. This one is nice, but it's not gonna hold the flyers by itself. Then you lost the 10% upkeep, the 15%, the 10% upkeep. So Coatls no longer have that 10%. Oh no, they do have. Okay, Coatls do have that. But remember when I was saying I wanted to do like a Pterodon Rider army with like with Tic-Tac-Toe? You cannot do that. Yeah, you have 10% melee attack more. That's all you have, 10% melee attack. And you lost 10% upkeep. So you lost 10% upkeep for 10% melee attack on the flyer, like specifically. Like, this is... Nah. The beast line is bad. You remove wounds on 12 turns from Dread Saurians, and you give stock to Salamanders on 36 turns. Like, who did that? Who did that math? You're supposed to be able to buff small tier units quickly and leave the big technologies for the big tier units. Like, it should go like Salamanders here, Ancient Salamanders here, and Dread Saurian here. Like, have a flow, like how the game goes. You did have that with the previous tech tree. Like, everything starts from the left to right? And you started with Skinks, and then you had Croxigors, you started with Soros, and then you had Temple Guards, you started with Cav, which is the low tier, plus a little bit of flyers, and then you have Beasts in the end, which they should be on the end, because you get them on the end. But apparently no. Perfect. The technology got screwed up, and we also had the wheel. I saw the live stream. They said someone was very annoyed by this. To be honest, I kind of agree. I'm not annoyed by it, but like, why do you have that? Just focus here, take a screenshot, and just leave it there. Remove the bar. Why do you have the scroll bar? Like, it's not much. Why do you need to see empty space on the left and empty space on the right? But yeah, it is kind of annoying. So that is about the units. The sequence of the units got weird. A few units got nerfed, a few units got buffed. Let me see about the rest of the things. Where is my control? We have 3 control over here. That is 30 turns. And it is a 10 turns. Yeah, it's an S. It's multiple. It is a 10 turns technology, as it was. So this didn't change that much. But do we have more control? We should have like 3 more. We have 2 more. So we lost more control. How much control, by the way? Let me check. Let me go all the way up. I do believe I took them last. 3 and 3. Okay, so we lost 1 control. Assuming you go for that, but now this is a 30 turn investment, not a 10. It used to be a 10. This was like a 10 plus 10. That was like a 20 turn investment. Now you have a 34 turn investment to get 1 less control. I guess you can get easier control faster. You can get the +2 way quicker, like 4 turns. It's insane. I wouldn't be surprised if you go for this one immediately with some of the Lizardmen. But yeah, like, I don't know. Now let me go a little bit. Yeah, there was an entire line that just kept the recruit rank. Now they have implemented that. So I need to find the loot from looting settlements and sighting settlement. It was a 20 and 20%. Do we have that? We have 10 and 10. And we have 10% on raising on top of that. So that got nerfed. Thank you. Campaign movement range, magic item drop, income from post-battle loot. That's +5. That's only this, right? So we got casualty post-battle. That's a little bit of a buff, sure. The campaign movement range is 10. That is still here. Reinforcement range and replenishment. I'm pretty sure we didn't have the reinforcement range, but the replenishment was 10%. Yeah, the replenishment was 10%. So this got nerfed as well. Thank you. Wow. Sequence earned by commandments, 5%. Sure. Sorry. Global recruitment duration. We did have that one, didn't we? Let me search for it a little bit. Global recruitment capacity +1, global recruitment duration -1, yes, and we just get like 10% diplomacy with Lizardmen, which whatever. Chance of flex bleeding. So this one was on the commandment, and now we just have it. Although we get global corruption. Did we have global corruption? We did have +-2, now we have -3. All regions owned by factions that you have trade agreement with are visible. This one is a negative. I don't know why everybody thought this is positive. This is just a negative. Like that means more AI knows where you are. Because when you have vision to AI, the AI have vision to you on the same time. So this is just a negative. Like you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that. Like period. That is a technology you shouldn't research. Reinforcement time, that is new, but I do believe we had the leadership. We had like 5 and 5, if I'm not mistaken. Let me try to find it. We have 3 and 5. We had 3 and 5, but now we only have 5. More corruption in all provinces. Word save for all characters. That is new, I think. Diplomacy with humans, elves, and lizardmen, and allegiance points. That is whatever. The battle reinforcement time -15%. It's kinda nice. Plus the 5 is nice. Magic item drop chance, we had that. It was 10, now it's 15. That's 15% research rate for 8 turns. That's not bad. Construction for ports and income from ports. We did have that one, didn't we? Construction for... Where was it? Construction for cults, for all buildings, for star chamber. Didn't we have that? I do remember we had that. Construction for cult of Sotek, growth. Construction from province capitals, growth. Income from mine and quarries, cities. From ports, 10%. Okay. Okay. So we now have construction cost for ports minus 10%, which is whatever. Although getting the extra 15% research rate might be nice. It is 8 turns, but 15%, right? That is tempting. What else? Construction for landmark buildings and growth. Why do you have -4 construction for landmark buildings on turn 5? You're not gonna build landmarks on turn 5. You're gonna build them on turn 50. 10 growth, that's nice. For resource buildings and 5% tariff, that's another nerf. From 10 we go to 5. And the minus 10% cost for resource buildings, I do believe we had that. We had minus 25% cost for resource production buildings, so that's another nerf, thank you. Campaign movement range, we did have that, but now it has 20 growth on top of that. Campaign movement range. How much campaign movement range do we have? 10. How much is it? 5. That one got nerfed. 15 on tradable resources. We used to have 10. Okay, that's a buff. Construction cost for province capital settlement buildings. That was 15. That is the same. And this one is the same. You just get the geomantic nexus on all armies. Which is sure. I guess you get a spellcaster on all of your armies. Construction cost for star chamber. Construction cost for star chamber. Construction cost for... Where the hell is the star chamber? For star chamber. 15 and 110. Okay, that's the same. Construction cost for old buildings. Yes, we have that. 5 and 1. Diplomacy with all faction and increase from trade tariff plus 25%. We only had the 10, so that's a buff. Yeah, they split it, so you can now get 30 income from trade tariffs. Construction cost for cult of Sotex, that was 15 and 1, yes. Income from quarries and mines, that was 200%, now it's 100. Temple Citadel Ritual become immune to climate penalties, replenishment 10%, max movement range after winning a battle. Leadership +5 when fighting against armies that spread corruption. That is, I guess, more leadership that we were missing, sure. And I do believe all of these are new. Enemy hero action success chance. We did have that one, didn't we? Hero success chance. No, we buffed our heroes. Hero action success chance. Cost. Yeah, we buffed our heroes, but now this is gone, I'm assuming. And attribute talk for all heroes. Sure. Hero action cost -15, success chance +10, and hero +2 for king oracles. If that is one turn technology, that is nice. But we did have the rest. We have the hero action success chance. We have even more than that. It was a little bit spread, but yeah, we did have a little bit more than that. Immune to psychology all characters, good recovery time for all characters, cooldown to all spells. That is nice. And 5% for lords and leadership for all characters. I don't remember if we had that. We have Lord Recruit rank, whatever. Okay, so this side of things. So what I'm gathering from all of that is we get more growth, way more growth. You can get within the first 12 turns, you can get plus 30 growth. 30 growth is like, yeah, it's like a tier 2 insect breeding farm on all of your provinces, effectively. That's not something you're gonna sleep on. I wouldn't be surprised if I do this very early on the campaigns. I wouldn't be surprised if I do this very early. So what you get is a lot of growth very quickly. But we did lose a little bit of control, although you can get a big chunk of control. Plus 2 control is nice. You can get it very early as well. How much do you need to finish this? 24 turns. This one is 12. I wouldn't be surprised if I go for this. Just get this one. And then come over to get growth. So by turn 22, 24, you have like a very nice setup. Maybe even get the wisdom. And go by turn 30. By turn 30, you're gonna have like a very nice momentum. I don't know if getting that plus 15, that is 15% extra research. If you can save a turn here and there with that 15%. So how many times? Wait, that's 2, that's 4, that's 6. So every 6 turns you gain 1 effectively, right? Almost every 6 point something. Every 6.5 turns you gain 1. So... And you want to remove 8. That's around 50 turns to get it back. Yeah, it's a little bit more than 50 turns to get it back. I don't know if it is that worth it. Maybe I will just go for, you know, like first this thing for the skinks, because this one are very strong. I do want the rest. I do want the weapon strength and the upkeep, but I do believe the missile strength and the reload time is very much needed, especially with the poison and extra ammunition. And then I do believe we're gonna go like ham for growth. Is there any other growth? No. Yeah, nah. Then you just go ham for growth. And after that, I wouldn't be surprised if I get like these things before I finish off the lizards. Like a little bit of income from looting and sacking and occupying, post-battle stuff, extra movement, reinforcement range, and casualty replenishment. This is always nice. Maybe sneak a little bit of control inside. Yeah, overall, I'm not very impressed. It is nice on this side, the Great Plan side of things. We did get nerfed. It does seem like they nerfed the late game, but they allowed you to grow quicker in a way. But the problem is you don't have enough money in the early game. And I don't see any way of us getting more money on the early game, unless this was 100 gold. Unless this was 100. 200, 400. I don't remember exactly how it was. I don't see us getting more gold in the early game, because everything else is the same. Which is weird. So the Lizardmen struggled with early game, and they just nerfed the late game. We were fine on the late game, but we got nerfed there for no reason. Wasn't that 15%? That was more than that, right? Let me check it really quick. I do remember I said something about that. Wasn't that a higher tier. It was income from all buildings 25. Now it's 10. So we lost 50% more. So Lizardman got nerfed in the economy, like big time. The late game economy of the Lizardman is big time nerfed. Uber nerfed. Why? We get more trades, sure, but everybody hates the lizards. Who are you gonna trade with? Why? Damn it. Okay, let me go back to main menu and let me check the differences on... Wait, didn't I do that? I do believe I did that. I do believe I have the screenshots with... There you go. Campaign load, let me remove those two. Let me check the differences on the factions.
Bring me to my...
Urslan, Urslan, Urslan. You have minus 10 diplomacy with everything that's not a lizard. Now you have less construction cost for Star Chamber. You used to have 50. You have less upkeep for Temple Guards. You have less capacity. You just have an increase on the winds. And you have less experience per turn for your entire army. You just have miscast base chance for the enemies. That's a nerf. What about you? Everything seems the same on the top. And everything seems the same on the bottom. We're gonna go into Krogar. I do wanna see if he got anything new on his line. Because he did have a unique building line. You are the same, thank you. You are the same. I don't know what people are doing. Like, what the hell are they doing? This one is the same. Ah, you just got an extra 100 per 10 when under siege. But this is so pointless. This is so pointless, somebody. You got immunity to diplomatic penalties. Yeah, sure, whatever. That was kinda needed. And... I guess this is his mechanic, so they just don't write it anymore. Immunity to penalties, have access, 50%, 100, okay. Let me go to Krogar. And let me check what the hell he has in there. Wow, man. So Lizard economy is bombed. Units were not exactly buffed. And kinda nerfed. Not exactly nerfed, but you know, kinda. They didn't change a lot. They just moved the numbers around, I guess. But they nerfed the economy. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. What about the Skink Priest? The Skink Priest has the same buffs, okay, the same small buffs, and we have this line as an extra. For a lot of havens, power reserve capacity, whatever. Whatever. And whatever. Okay, so we got whatever. We got whatever. Did you change anything? No, it doesn't seem like it changed anything. Upkeep for source, I do believe this is the same. Now we do have the minus with Dark Elves. Was it always there? I do believe it was always there. I'm not sure. And this one have removed again cavalry and stuff like that, didn't it? I didn't check that. I don't have a picture of that. How about this? This is the same, and this is the same, so not big changes. Did the Golden Tower change? No, Golden Tower seems fine. We did check them, but I need to check this. So you unlock the recruitment on tier 2. You have the capacity and the rank on tier 3, and you have an extra on tier 4. I do believe that's exactly how it used to be, and that's how everybody needs to get it. Like, get the recruitment on tier 2, get the extra capacity on tier 3, and then have the extra rank on tier 4. But they screwed it up with the rest, so that's that. Okay, so let's do like a quick run of all the lords. Like, see if they changed anything in their tech tree.
As I hold guard.
I don't care about your Gal Mirage. Let me see tic-tac-toe. Man. That's why I didn't want them to change them. That's why I didn't want them to change them. Why? It's just why. It's just why. Like, why? Why did you nerf the late game of the lizards? What was so broken that you felt the need to nerf the late game of the lizards? I do believe this is the same. Let me check. That is Krogar. That is Tachenoin. Yeah, that is Tachenoin, and next should be, yes, there he is. So he had 6 and 5. That's 6 and 6. Sure, I guess we got buffed. 10%, 10%, and 15. We got like 2 extra HP. We had 15, 25, and 10. Wait, we had 15, 25, and 10, so he doesn't buff anything more. We have 3, 8, and 10. I do believe this is the same. 3, 8, and 10. Perfect. 3 Skink Chiefs and Hero Recruit rank. 2 Skink Chiefs and 4 Recruit rank. Okay, that is best. That is no, wait. That's 2 and 4, and now we have 2 and 3, whatever. And this one is the same. Interesting. Did anything else changed? Nope, I don't think so. No, I don't think so. Yes, they did get that. They did get that. They did get that. I do believe this one is also the same. This one is also the same, and this one is the same. Ancient Cunning is the same. This one is the same. Yeah, I don't see any big changes on items as well. Oh, wait. Did he always have the vigor loss? I don't remember. Let me see if you changed your building. Nope. Oh, wait, it did. Recruit rank for Sting Priests. +1. Crazy. Okay, they did give gold to everything, so the gold on the resources that I was crying about, it's kinda balancing out now that I see it, because they give less to the big ones and more to the small ones, so it's gonna be balanced. Let me quickly check. I do believe there are diamonds over here. This one got minus 10% casualty suffering from from snow attrition. What? Like this one had like what? Okay, wine did got a little bit of gold. Let me quickly spend a turn and just move a little bit to the desert to see. I do believe there are diamonds over there. Did I have diamonds? Yeah, it's 600. Why this one doesn't have gold and has casualty suffered from snow attrition? From snow attrition on the middle of the desert. What? And this one got nerfed. Yeah, it was 600, now it's 500. Anyway, so the resources seem to be a little bit balanced. We do have the 50 spawning sequence that we start with. That is interesting as you can start with... You can just summon like a unit at the beginning of everything. Yeah, you can just summon an extra Blessed King. That's nice. Now, since I summoned the Lord, let me check the Lords. I did do them at some point, but at what point? Okay, so this one's just pick. And I do believe they don't pick whenever they play for Nakai. Other than that, they do seem the same. Let me check. Wait, I do believe I did them earlier. Let me go find the screenshots. This is the beginning and weapon strength. Yes. Okay. So they didn't change anything about the Lord. Did Pompous change? Was it 2 or 5? I don't remember. I'm gonna expect it was 2 and they didn't bother. Yeah, this one seems the same. What about Honor Elder? This one seems the same. Good. What about my skinks? Where are my skinks? Wait, I do have the blessings. Okay, it was 20% for all cav and big units. So the cav no longer gets the minus 20% for beasts. Wait a minute. Can I kick you and bring back you? I didn't have to do that. Yeah, so you lost the upkeep cost for cav and flyers. Perfect. That one is the same. No, that's the other one. That one is the same. Ambush was 20. Income post battle was 20 and plus 5 attack. No, character aura leadership plus 5. Now you get plus 5 melee attack when you're fighting Dark Elves. That is not nice. Not nice. The winds go for power reserve capacity plus 10, 10 movement, and then magical resistance from winds power reserve capacity plus 5. Okay, this one got buffed a little bit, whatever. 10 armor. Now you get give barrier. That is good. And minus 20% upkeep. Yeah, that's the same. And this one is you get flaming attacks instead of the faction-wide bonus, which I'm gonna consider a nerf. Man, they just mixed everything. Everything looks like shit. Where are my skinks now? Okay, there are the skinks. I found the skinks. So we have 14, 24. Did they change the ability? Nope. We have 1055, 1055, yes. We have all 10s for pretty much all the skinks. Let me open that. 10 melee defense, 10 missile resist, and 10 speed, yes. We have 415 2, yes. We have minus 20, 1 recruitment rank, and 50 charge. We have minus 20, 1 recruitment rank, and 50 charge. Yes. We have 4, 10, 10. Yes, that's the same. Yeah, it does seem like they're the same. And we have 10 and 10 for lords. Okay. Interesting. Did they change the right for tic-tac-toe? I forgot to take a picture of that. I don't remember if it was 2010s. I am gonna believe... No, this one. I'm gonna believe that it was 20. Yeah, I do believe it was 20. I'm not entirely sure, but I do believe it was 20. Armies will be unable to change from more... Yeah. Immune to high siege attrition for all armies. I guess that's an add-on. It wasn't there. Overall, seems like a nice big gold nerf to the Lizardmen. Just in case you were wondering. We did get a few heroes earlier. I guess you get one extra recruit rank for Sting Priests. If you need that, whatever. The late game gold for the Lizardmen just got obliterated, nuked, nerfed. Like bye-bye. And the early game gold for the Lizardmen is unchanged. Unit-wise, we got weird changes. You got some niche things here and there, but nothing crazy. The units that needed buff, for example, the flyers and the cav, they just got nerfed all around. They got nerfed from a lot of places because now you no longer have the buff, the Blessing of Each, that gives you 20% upkeep, minus 20% upkeep for all the cav and flyer units. You just lost that. You did lose the 10% upkick from the beast. Like this was 10% for everything. Now it's 15 only for dinos. So if you want to do a flyer or, you know, rider, you know, like a cav armies, now it's way worse. Yeah, sorry about that, got ganked. But yeah, like, Salamanders got nerfed, you lost all the upkeep. It is weird, it is very weird, it is very weird. You can say, oh, but you get the upkeep from this one. Do you? Like, seriously, do you? You lost how much? You lost... Wait, you lost 20 from... You lost 20 from this, and 10 from the technologies, right? And 10 from the technologies. So, you lost 30 in total. That means you're gonna need 246. Yeah, that's 6. You're gonna need 6 heroes to get the minus 30% you were used to have. And on top of that, not only you need 6 heroes on every army to have the minus you used to have on the cav. On top of that, you have way less income from mines and quarries. Like, you have to remember, mines and quarries specifically got nerfed on top of that, because they used to have more gold. They got nerfed for roughly 100 gold, like the gold quarries and the diamonds. They had 600 gold, now they have 500. So they have less gold, and they double the bonus by less, like by half. So you increase it by 100%, not 200. and you get less of it. You have less of it to begin with. Also, you get less than the post-battle and everything else. Like, all of this is nerfed. It used to be like 10 and 15. Now it's 5 and 10. I don't know, man. It feels like... It feels like a nerf overall. The only buff I see on air codes is this one that gives 8%. It used to give 4 because it was 4, 8, and then 12 on the top. Now it's one tier lower. So you can build that on a small tier or like on a small settlement. But is that 4% extra gonna save you? And you have to remember, in order to build this one, you have to have like a small settlement that doesn't have a port, that doesn't have a landmark, that doesn't have a resource. Like, it's just this one. Like, only small settlements like this one you can afford effectively to build, like the Temple of the Old Ones. And even that is gonna be your last building, right? It's not gonna be your first. So I don't believe that 4% gonna save all the nerfs I see around. Yes, some minor resources got gold. For example, this one, it's gonna help Tic-Tac-Toe quite a bit, having this a little bit extra gold, but I do see overall the late game of the Lizardmen being heavily nerfed from all fronts. I don't see any specific buff on units. You can say they got vigor reduction, but they lost missile resist, which is way better than missile block and vigor reduction together, in my opinion. And out of their brains, they buffed the skinks on on two spots. You have less vigor loss on skinks, and you have an extra passive that's better than they used to have. Like, they do have something, if I remember correctly. Yeah, they do have this one, which can cause fear. I do remember that's the same. So if you do the technology, what the hell do you get on top of that? You get +5 melee defense. So skinks got +5 melee defense if they are with Croxigors, and 20% vigor loss reduction, which is the strongest part of the Lizardmen. The only part of the Lizardmen that got buffed 100%, and there's no conversation in between, right? It's just straight up a buff, was the strongest part of the Lizardmen. Tahenoin also got buffed because he can get a lot of like way more blessed units with his unique mechanic. The rest don't have that. So the strong Lizardmen got buffed and the weak Lizardmen got nerfed. And the late game of the Lizardmen as a whole got nerfed. I don't know how I feel about that. Like no, it feels like shit. That's how it feels. I haven't played the campaign yet, but we gonna play a campaign most likely before we like settle into this one. It does feel like they did like a very poor job on the rework, like exactly as expected. From face value, from what I see, it feels like they did a very poor job. It feels like Tahenoin got buffed and Mundi got nerfed effectively, and the late game of the entire faction just got nerfed. Let me check Nakai really quickly. I don't really have any expectation for Nakai. He was fine. He was decent. He didn't have any problems. The biggest problem for Nakai was his Vassal, effectively, and that one is broken now on Warhammer 3. So, yippee! I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, this entire rework seems like shit. It does feel like shit. Let me check Nakai. Did they change anything on this number? Yeah, it does feel like they changed something. Okay, the skinks got pretty much all the buffs. You can buff flyers and cav, I guess. This one is pretty much the same. Now, you had recruitment for skins. You had weapon strength and missile strength for skins. You have recruitment, weapon strength and missile strength. And then you have that's ammunition and charge bonus for the cav. Now, we do have that here, but the main Lizardman factions lost it. Great. We have the Soros, the 5 and 10, yes. We have the Beasts. Yes. We have the Croxigors melee defense. Yes, we do have that one. And we do have the Cause Terror. Okay. Okay, so Nakai got a little bit more technologies. He did get the technology for the Razordons. The way you can do technologies on Nakai right now is better. Like, if you just take that on 4 turns, it makes the hunting packs viable. Like, 4 turns, you buff an early game unit. Yes. 4 turns, you buff skins. Yes. Okay, so Nakai's technology tree is the only one I like so far. And they forget to change the 20% ammunition on this one, and they gave it on this one as on top of everything else. So Nakai has the best flyers. Let that sink in for a second. Like, Nakai has the best flyers. Like, just digest that for a little bit. Wow. You can't be serious. He still doesn't have the best skins, though. He's missing a lot of thingies for the skins. What about this one? So the top line is the old top line, and the rest is the buffs he used to have. Okay. Let me go back to Tic-Tac-Toe and check if he has a different technology, like a technology tree.
I command.
Oh man. Oh man, I have so much anger in me right now, like so many. No. I have to chill. I have to chill. We have to chill. What about your flyers? Nope, you don't get extra ammunition. Tic-Tac-Toe at its finest. You have a landmark over here? You do not. Tic-Tac-Toe at its finest. So you no longer have minus 20% upkeep for your flyers, and you no longer have extra ammunition for your flyers. And remember, Tic-Tac-Toe used to start with those two technologies. It used to start with the technology that gave speed to everything and the technology that gave extra ammunition. So Tic-Tac-Toe's start now is even harder. Wow. There is no way I'm recruiting flyers with Tic-Tac-Toe right now. Like, not even on the early game. Wow. No. Please never go live. Please let this update never go live. Just forget you did it. Just forget you did it. Don't do that. Don't screw this up. Why? 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 Just why? Like why? Let me see, Croak. Did you change anything? No, you seem to be fine. Yeah, he's fine. He didn't change anything. What about Gorok? Did you change anything? No, I don't think so. Yeah, he's as selfish as he was. What about Itza? Did we get anything here? Nope. Did we get anything here? No. No. Wow. Let me just confirm Oxyotl. Just to be extra sure, you know, like, just to be like a little bit of a
Summon the Elector Cup.
extra pissed on everything. Because what I'm getting is we have stronger kings and everything else got shittier across the board. Like everything else got shittier across the board. Oh yeah, the only thing that didn't got shittier is your growth. I guess we can have a little bit more growth more quickly. And everything else just got shittier. Like everything else got shittier. What about Troglodons? What do you have? Okay. This doesn't go to the Lord, right? Because if that goes to the Lord and you have 40% extra movement speed, that's gonna be insane. And you get a little bit of barrier with missile block. Sure, whatever. This line is fine. This line is whatever. And the rest seems as it was. Interesting. How about you, Oxyotl? Yep. Huh? I do believe yep. And I do believe yep. Let me confirm that with images. I do remember. Yeah, I do have the pictures. That's 150 experience. That's 1 per turn. Yes. That is minus what? Minus 4/6 and immune to psychology. 4/6 and immune to psychology. That is yes, and yes. Okay, that was the same. I just didn't remember it. That is unlocked hero 15 and 15. Yep, that is the same. It does look to be the same. I like it. And we have 5, 10, 2, and 8. Yes. And the last one was 50, 15, 30. Crap. So we got nerfed on Oxyotl. He used to have 50% vigor loss reduction. Now he has 30. Yep. The Warhammer 3vification of the game. Man, why are you watering down everything? Although you get up to 50 with this technology, I guess. Sure. Okay, enough with the Lizardman. Let's go check the Tomb Kings before we start the campaign. Overall, changes on the Lizardmen, a huge disappointment. A lot of anger right now. A lot of whys. Like so many whys. But anyways, what about the Tomb Kings at least? This one is busted. Yeah, this one is busted. Just from that, it's busted. Let me check the starting stats of everyone. He did have 25, now he has 20. He did lose the Rite cost, and he did lose the Lich Priests. He have... That is whatever. That is sure. Because of increasing strength when changing, that is again whatever, and that is whatever. So he got changed, not in a very nice way in my opinion. She does have the research, she does have the control. Well, we did start the same war with Lamia. From immunity to from 50% you get immunity. Okay. More corruption, removing, and then poison attacks. And we have this thing instead of research of ammunition. I need to check how this thing just do. And what about Arcan? Extra armies from 50 to Tomb Kings you go to 60. From 60 with Vampire Coast you go to 40. Why did you nerf that? But sure. And nothing really. Nothing else really. Let's go with Khalida, and I do wanna see what does it means by focusing on ASAP, like is that like a new mechanic of yours, like a new tab? Or does she just buff the ASAP buff on the lords? There was a skill that was focused on ASAP on every lord, you know, that every lord had like these 4 gods that they could focus to prey on. Because if that's the only change, it's gonna be shit, like straight up shit. No, okay, this one is the same. So what do you mean by... What do you mean by dedication to ASAP, increase armor, piercing damage, and penetration for archer units or armies? What do you mean by that? Yeah, this one is the same. Yeah, the hero is the same.
What?
I do believe this is the same as well. That is a new one. Is that a new one? I'm not sure. What do you mean by that? Dedication to ASAP, increase armor piercing damage and penetration for archer units. Where? No, they seem to be the same. I am confused. We get extra research from this, sure, but what the hell about the dedication to ASAP?
The asp. Are you parched?
What? I have no idea how you broke this. What? So every time you get like these on a lord? I cannot even recruit a new lord to check, can I?
Fully badass.
My will be done.
Every time we get these, we get extra armor piercing for everyone? Like, how does this work? Yeah, those seems to be the same. This is a new line, which is whatever really. Yeah, this is just a whatever line. This one got increased, but the Canopic jars in general got changed. For the books, there was a nice change. Most of them now have more books closer to them. Is that Nagashi jar? Oh, that is nice. Okay, that is a decent one. Okay. Okay. They didn't nerf anything on the books at least. Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing, just the extra stuff with you sub thingies. I don't have a big settlement with here though. We're gonna have to restart and go back to Cetra or something. I don't understand exactly how dedication to ASAP increase armor piercing damage and penetration for larger units. It's just that extra armor piercing and penetration. So let us see. We have 4 and penetration you cannot check it on the tab. So we have 4 armor piercing. What is the basic one? The basic one is 1. So this is just 3 extra armor piercing at all times. So there's nothing about dedication to ASAP. It's just extra 4 armor piercing for all archer units. Wow. Give me my ammunition back. Can I have my ammunition back? I guess sure. Ammunition versus armor piercing. This is a weird topic, but ammunition for everything. That's the problem. That ammunition was for everything. It wasn't just for archers. Wasn't it? Let me check. Yeah, it was 20% ammunition for everything. That means bone giants, that means specular stalkers. That means everything that throws stuff. That means casket of souls, that means screaming skull catapults. Everything. Not just archers. Even chariots. That's not cool. And we got 3 armor piercing on our archers. That's not cool. That is not cool. Like, specular stalkers now for Khalida is
My glory.
nothing. It's nothing. They don't even get extra ammunition. Like, nothing. Wow. Wow. I am effectively pissed on the 6.3.
I command him. Sigla does not serve.
Let's etc. Let's etc. At least I do believe he's gonna be buffed on every spot. Like, he has to be buffed, right? Like, he has to be buffed. Like, he has to be buffed. Etc. does not serve. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, we got the kitty back. I think it was there on Warhammer 2. Let me check. They did buff the pyramids, so overall that is, yeah. They ridiculously buff scorpions. Is it a nerf? No, I do believe this is a buff, and you get an extra one with the technology. Yeah, overall, Tomb Kings, they seem to be buffed. Because you get those earlier, that is amazing. Armies in the region is whatever, you're never gonna upgrade that one. Yeah, why pay the extra cost? So you're gonna have like buildings that... Wow. Ah, with the technology you get an extra unit. Okay, okay, you might do that. You might do that, why not? And you get like an extra ward save for Titans and Sphinx and all that. Okay, you might do that. They buff to Subtis. Now you get 2 and 2 if you have the patronage. Scorpions are busted. The patronage is this one? Yeah, the patronage is this one. So you need this and that first before you get the patronage. And if you get the patronage, for example, for Patronage of the second dynasty's chariots. No, it's horses and giants. Patronage of the second dynasty. Yeah, you get that one. And patronage of the fifth dynasty is this one. Okay, so you only get an extra giant, sure. So you get an extra giant from this one. Yeah, chariots probably from that one. This one, no, it's the fifth. Which one was the fifth? This one is for the extra stalkers, the extra halberds. And this one most likely is gonna be for either the Sphinx or the Ushabti. Which one is... Wait, do the Ushabti and the Sphinx have the same patronage building? 6th dynasty, 6th dynasty, 6th dynasty, and 4th dynasty. Okay. Interesting. Now that is interesting because now you kinda wanna go for the 6th dynasty to get the extra Ushabtis. It's not like that far-fetched, like one extra unit for every tier 3 building you have. It's not something you wanna really miss on. The buff seems the same. Oh wow, the buff Hatep as well. Yeah, the buff seems the same from what I can see. Yeah, pretty much everything seems the same. Let me see. These are all new, if I'm not mistaken. Plus attack power for Bone Giants. This might help Bone Giants a lot. But the problem is Bone Giants now don't have 20% extra ammunition, so... Yay! Did they even have that? Is that a new ability? Ah, it's only for the ROR? Are you joking me? You have a technology that buff units, the ROR unit specifically? Wow. Wayfarer, what the hell was that? Ah, deceleration and acceleration. 200% plus Strider. Okay, that is nice, that is nice. These units definitely need that. Immune to flanking. Yes, that is always nice. What about this one? Plus 2 armies, minus 4... Plus 2 armies! Minus 40 corruption, global recruitment and global recruitment capacity. Plus 2 armies. So this is even more valuable than it was. Yeah, it does look that it will be the same. Let me check really quick. If I'm not mistaken, I had that one. When did I do the technology? I started over here, so this is gonna be pretty much the last. No, it's not the last. Damn it. I did the bottom ones for last. So, plus 1 army, minus 1 global recruitment, and plus 3 capacity. So you, on top of that, get the corruption. Okay. So this one is even more valuable than before. This one is... It's definitely a go-to. Yeah, this is a definitely go-to area. If you can do that in 1 turn, and just do that, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and whatever this is. Usually it was like 7, so it was like 15 turns. This one is a must. This one is a go-to now. Did they change these ones? Campaign movement range, cost, and income from trade tariffs. You can now receive something from Realm of... Yeah, they did change those. Construction and income from post-battle loot. Income from post-battle loot, but you lost the growth. Yep, we did lose the growth. Where the hell is the growth? Control, income. Okay, this one is the same. Thank you. Construction for wall, yes. Ambush, yes. And movement. What? No, that's the income from sacking and looting settlements. Yeah, that's the same. Construction, recruit rank, and income from buildings. That was 5. Now that is 10. That is buff. Construction and winds. Yes, that is... Yeah, okay. So overall, at least on the technology side of things, it does seem like Tomb King's got a buff overall. They did lose the growth over here. I don't know why. Ah, they put it over here. Oh, they put it over here. Wait a minute. Bro. Bro, why didn't you do that to the lizardman? So you get some extra buffs on over here. And this one gives... What? How are you gonna fight all that corruption? Ah, you get -5 from here. You get... Wait, how much corruption do you get overall? You get nothing from that. You get 4 from this one. Versus 10, you're on -6. You're on -16. You're on -11. We're on -11. It's the 6th dynasty and which one? The 4th? Oh wow, you have to choose between Ushabti and Tomb Kings? Like Tomb Guards? Oh wow. I have to check what the hell is gonna go on with that corruption. That vampiric corruption is a lot. That's 11 vampiric corruption on your entire provinces. That's a lot. That's not something you just joke about. Yes, you do have these ones, but they're not gonna cut it. Because you can get this thing on whatever turns, right? Wait, we cannot even research everything. What? Let me just drop an auto-resolve all the way there. I'm gonna assume this is the same. Yeah, I'm gonna assume this is the same. Let me just auto-resolve my way through just to see what the hell we gain from Canopic Jars. 75, and we used to gain either 50 or 30, and it was stock by picking up I don't remember which one. Which one was it? There was one of them that was giving like Canopic Jars. I can't remember. I do believe it was the replenishment one. Or maybe the movement. I seriously don't remember. And there was also a set amount. I do believe it was 30 whenever you occupied something. So now you cannot even start researching anything on turn 1. Interesting change. I wanna ask why, but interesting change. Okay, so they have the same thingy. Okay. Yeah, you just get +1 like that. Let me continue a little bit with Cetra. We're just gonna move on. I'm not gonna play Cetra. I'm thinking of either trying Kalida out or maybe a Lizardman, because I just wanna see how they are. Like, seriously, I just wanna see how they are. Although the Tomb Kings, unlike the Lizardmen, they do seem to be buffed. They haven't buffed like their economy specifically, but you get a lot of endgame units way quicker. Cetra is become way stronger than he was. Kalida seemed to be a little bit nerfed in my opinion, but we'll see. Overall, the faction, it does seem to be like stronger. Because you get like a lot more Scorpions, you get a lot more Ushabtis, you get a lot more of everything, really. But let me see. Yeah, we do have a technology finally. 9 turns, okay, so this is faster. This is faster. It used to be 10 if I remember correctly. It used to be 15 or something like that. So this is faster, yeah, I agree with that. If you only take one of the 6th or the 4th dynasty, you can combat the Vampiric Corruption, but the second you get the second one is gonna be very bad. Also, this one has minus 50 research rate. Why? Why does this one has minus 50 research rate? Is it that good? This is for the Ushabti. That cripples your research. Cripples. Well, it's minus 30. Like, why would you lose almost 30% of your research rate? Why would you do that? So the answer for anyone who's interested in playing Tomb Kings is just go Scorpions and then get the Heralds of Empowered. Just that. Just play Scorpions. Forget everything else. Yeah, just play Scorpions. Yep. It is the 3rd dynasty. Oh no, Scorpions don't get an extra building, do they? Yeah, don't get an extra. Just go Scorpions. Because you can build on small tier now. Just go Scorpions, like seriously. Why would they do that? Why would they nerf this thing? This is the buff for the Ushabti, by the way. The 6th dynasty is the buff for the Ushabti. Why would you cripple your research? I guess you can take it later on. It's not that much of a deal, especially later on, but you have to pick either that or the Tomb Guards, because you cannot combat 20 Vampiric Corruption. Unless you have something that gives global, like a corruption remover, like unattained. You're on minus 11 Vampiric Corruption. That every turn is gonna get everything to 100. Like, it's gonna stack up. Okay, let me check you. You do seem the same. Yes, you do seem the same. What about you? We do have the Confederation. 50k, I do believe it's way too expensive. But we'll see how it's gonna go. Still 50k. I don't see any changes on the income of the Tomb Kings. I did see changes on the Canopic Jars. So 50k is still like a lot. Although at some point of the campaign you just break through your gold, like you just don't care anymore. And you can just, you know, like roll through everything. These ones are still trash. These ones are a little bit more expensive, but pretty much the same. The same as this one. The same as this one. If you get a lot of, like that's my verdict here. If you get a lot of Canopic Jars now, like a lot, I don't see us getting a lot, but if we get a lot, you might be more inclined to get more items. That is a nice change. Because some of these items are nice. For example, the enhanced item, you can have like replenishment. You like, that's one use. You can have regeneration if you want. Although that's a little bit more expensive, but usually regeneration is better. You do have regeneration on an armor, if I remember correctly. So you have options. You have options, and those you can repeat. You don't have just one of them. You have some nice items over here. I do believe there is some nice items over here. Like, yeah, power recharge and power reserves. This one is amazing. This one is kinda whatever. Summon a large unit of skeleton warrior, good at defending spellcasters. This one is whatever. I could most likely go for that one because 25% spell intensity does help a lot. And we got banners. Banners are useless, exactly as I thought they would be. Way too expensive to buff a single unit on a single army. Don't do that. Also, the icons are horribly bad. Oh my god, they're bad. Anyway, I do believe the Tomb Kings, from the little bit I saw, I didn't stay a lot on the Tomb Kings. Wait, let me focus a little bit more. Let me just quickly try to grab the Spring of Eternal Life if Scarbrand doesn't attack me. Because if I'm not mistaken, I'm still on Legendary very hard. I do want to try Tomb Kings first, because I am very disappointed on the Lizardman changes. They just nerfed the endgame economy of Lizardman for no reason. But yeah. Why are you going through there? Most likely this is not gonna happen, but just in case it happens. I wanna see if we get a lot of Canopic Jars with Tomb Kings. Tomb Kings are gonna be like a nice breeze, like a new wind into them. But then again, we do have a lot of places where we spend Canopic Jars, so I'm not sure. I don't know. Maybe it's fine, maybe it's not. I should have done something else. Okay, we can take it. That was 300 Canopic Jars over there. Okay, so I'm assuming we're gonna be okay on the Canopic Jars. I do see a lot of them, that's like 600 Canopic Jars, and technically we only have used 250 so far, so we have like a 300 surplus. It does seem like the Canopic Jar economy is fine for the most part. What I wanna check is those. They seem unchanged. Yeah, they do seem unchanged, but the problem again lies with the extra corruption. You cannot put that. Like, that's 500 Canopic Jars. That's not like 100. That's not like 50. That's 500. For the corruption to not increase. Yeah, I don't know. We're gonna have to play the campaigns and see. I do like the Confederation mechanic. I don't know if we're gonna confederate through this. But yeah, I do have to try. The books are generally closer. I think this one is on Lamia, yeah. This one is on 8 Peaks. And on top of that one being close, now we have this one being close as well. So you have like 3 more books closer to you, instead of having them up there on the high elves. I didn't see them changing the books on Hatep's side. That is a good thing. Hatep did have a nice amount of books. I don't know why they kept the book in Lastria for everyone. Is that lore-wise? Most likely, but sure. Yeah, so all in all, what I just saw is Tomb Kings are buffed in a weird way, because Tomb Scorpions are again the best unit on the Tomb King roster, because you cannot buff Ushabtis and Tomb Guards at the same time. You cannot buff Tomb Guards and Sphinxes at the same time, so what more likely is gonna happen is you're gonna buff Tomb Guards and Titans, and you're gonna have Scorpions as a filler instead of Ushabtis. So Ushabtis is just forget this unit exists. Seriously, just forget they exist. Forget they exist. You can take them. It's not that they're bad unit. It's just... Nah, forget they exist. Because getting to the 6th dynasty is gonna cost you a lot. That vampiric corruption is a lot. That research rate is a lot. It's gonna cost you a lot to do that. I wouldn't do that. You can take, after you take the third dynasty with the Scorpions, you can probably take the hit with the fourth. Because you're gonna take, like, most likely third, this one, and then you're gonna go for the fourth. So you're gonna have -5, -4. You're gonna have one vampiric corruption. One vampiric corruption is not that insane. Something is gonna remove a globally, you know, like a little bit of vampiric corruption. It's not that crazy to deal with, but 11, that is a different story. I don't know about 11. But then again, from what I saw from Tomb Kings, they just got a lot of mech stuff like the pyramids. Now they give like a little bit more. Their economy is the same. I didn't see them changing anything on the economy. I do want to see how the Canopic Jars economy is going to play out. Because you do use a lot more. But you also make a lot more. So I just want to see how that is going to go. And the Lizardman just got pissed off in the face. I don't know why they did that. Just revert the changes on the Lizardman. Just revert the changes. Like, seriously, just revert the changes. And remove that. Put something else. Put something else other than corruption. Just put something else. Just the -50 research. That's fine. Remove the corruption. Like, remove the corruption over here and the Tomb Kings are fine. The Tomb Kings got a nice buff overall, I do believe. Do the resources have anything? No, gold always had income. This is whatever. Okay, +5 armor for construct units, all armies. That is also decent. Actually, that's very good. Yeah, if you get a couple of marbles, that's like +20 armor. Not gonna lie, that is decent. Piercing weapon damage for all armies. What? Okay, the Tomb Kings got a very nice buff overall. The Tomb Kings got a very nice buff overall. I do believe they're way stronger than they used to be. Not that they had a big problem. The only problem was the amount of armies you get and how quickly you get them. They also did say that this one is not gonna double every time. It's just gonna increase by a set amount. Which is way better than doubling. If you ever played chest, or you know, like the myth with the chest, like the guy who invented chest gave it to a lord, and the lord was like, what do you want for as a reward for this amazing game? And he was like, give me a grain on the first block, 2 grains on the second block, 4 grains on the fourth block, on the third block, and 8 grains on the fourth block. Just double on every square of the chest piece. And by the time the chest was filled all the way to half, he already had basically the entire stock of rice. Like, there was no more rice to give him, because doubling every time is going out of control very quickly. So if this increased by a certain amount, if this one increased by itself every time, for example, every click you get 10k and 800 Canopic Jars more for the next one. So it's effectively a double on the first click, but then it's just like a half, and then less than half. If it goes like that, if it goes by a set amount like that, this one is gonna be like a big change, because you're gonna have enough armies if that's the case. Yeah, I do believe you're gonna have enough armies. If you play it correctly, you're gonna have enough armies with that amount of increase every time. The doubling was way too bad. The doubling was what was crippling most of the Tomb Kings. And getting this on 9 turns is also gonna help Tomb Kings a lot. Like, getting your first army on 15 and your first army on 9, like those effectively 5 turns, because technically this is 10 because you missed 1 turn because you couldn't recruit that. But getting that extra 5 turns, like faster for the next army, can help a lot of people. For example, I do remember Khalida was getting the second army by the time she was finished off with Libaras. If Khalida can get a second army before she attacks that settlement over here, I do believe it's Libaras? No, Libaras is this one. I don't remember which was the capital. Was it Lamia? Lamia was the... Oh no. Okay, it was Lamia. Yeah, because Libaras is over there. So if you have the second army before you attack Lamia, then that might be actually a big deal, because you could have like a second army with a couple of units inside and you just attack. So that could be like a big deal for Khalida. Having two armies the second you go up for quick can change a lot for Khalida. What is that? Why do you do that? Do we get the Book of Nagas by doing that? Do we get this? I hope not. Why does the Black Pyramid do that though? This is the book thingy. Why does the Black Pyramid do that? I have no idea, but anyway. Is anyone watching? No one is watching. My thought is Lizardmen got nerfed on the late game and they didn't gain anything crazy, and Tomb Kings got buffed insanely. So I'm gonna close the stream since nobody's watching, and I'm gonna start like a separate stream. I'm probably gonna play one of the Tomb Kings. I do need to think about it a little bit. I don't wanna touch the Lizardmen just yet because they seem nerfed. Like seriously, it just broke my heart. Lizardmen was my favorite faction and now they're nerfed. Like, nah, we're probably gonna start with the Tomb Kings. Maybe we're gonna do them in order. Maybe we start with Khalida just to see how this plays out. Extra 3 armor piercing is meh, but we'll see. Maybe it's way bigger than I think it is. Yeah, we're probably gonna start with Khalida and then Cetra, Hatep and Arkan. Yeah, that's how I'm gonna do it. So I'm just gonna close this stream. I'm just gonna prepare for Khalida's stream. And well, I'll see you in a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna play it right now. So see you in a while. See you.